Welcome to the fifth video in the Google Plus Communities video series for Classroom. We're going to take a look at creating circles, adding context to circles, visibility settings, and sharing privately in this production here. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can navigate to circles in order to add people and create circles and add people. So you start from the home page and you'll notice that I'm in the navigation bar on the left that pops up, and you're going to select people, and there's a little circle next to people to help you remember. So if you're in there for the first time, it'll give you some suggestions and so forth. It gives you some ways of searching out and finding people that you might know. But for classroom purposes, if you're setting up a classroom I guess environment here on Google Plus, you just want to go to your circles. Once at your circles, you're going to see the interface where you can start setting up your circles and add people to those circles. So you see you have basically two or three areas here. You have the add person, and you have the place where you'll be able to preview a certain circle. That's where the circles are humping over there. And then at the bottom 2/3 you'll see that you can add circles with a plus button. So we're going to add circles. You can see that there's already circles made that they preload. You can delete those, rename those, whatever you want. So let's go ahead and create our first circle. All you have to do is click the plus button, give it a title, and now we have section A as a circle. So let's say we have another class that we want to communicate or separately from section A. You create that class, make section B. Now let's say we want to put all the students and we want to be able to communicate with all the students at one time with one message. We'll just add a third circle, all students. Now right now you'll see that there's 0 in all these circles. That means that there's 0 friends or 0 contacts in these circles. Now that we have the circles made, let's go ahead and take a look at adding people to these circles. Now you go ahead and click the add a person, and just type in the name that you want. In this case I'll be looking at alias, dummy account here, and just start clicking on the sections or the circles you want to add that person to once it finds it. Now it'll give you some tips on what's going to happen with these circles. So you'll notice that once we've added that person, the number in section A goes up to 1. So we know we have one person in that circle. I want to go ahead and add a second person to this circle. And this time I'm just going to type in the address. I know the address, not quite sure of the person. And I'm going to select section A. You can see I can select multiple circles at the same time. We'll get in that in a moment. So I've got my section A circle, 2 people in it. You can see that by the number there. Go to section B here and just type in a name, and the name I'm looking for comes up. If it's in my contacts, it'll come up quicker, in my Gmail contacts that is. And I add another person. This one I'm going to add, I know that doesn't have a G Plus account or a Google Plus account, but you'll notice that I can still add them to the circle, and they'll get my communications not on Google Plus since they're not on there, but they'll get it through email. So they'll get email notifications that I shared things with them. This might be good for parents if you had a parent circle. Alright, so let's just take a look at these circles and what you can do with them once you create people into them. So we could call this managing circles, if you will. You can move these people around to different circles. Again, like I said earlier, you can have them assigned to multiple circles. So right now I took this guy over from section A, put him in following, and you saw that he actually remained in section A, but he was included on another circle. Now you can select all of the people in a circle by dragging and highlighting, and you can add them to another circle. Now they stay in their original circles, like I said before, but now they're all in one circle as well. So if I want to communicate with a whole group of students, not just 2 sections of the class, I can do that quite easily with this new circle. Alright, so we have our circles made. Now what we want to do is go back to home, and we'll take a look at the posting options with these circles. Now this is where the visibility and the privacy come into play, because you select your audience upon the posting. It'll usually default to the last person or group that you've posted to. In this case I haven't made any posts, so you'll see it's completely clear. What I want to do is click in this field, and the first 3 to 4 selections that come up in this drop down menu are more of a mass communication than individual groups. Just below that you have individual groups that I have either sort of inherited from the Google Plus defaults, or ones that I created, and you can see section A, B, and all students there. And you can see how many people are in there as well. And finally, you can see that I'm a member of the community that's been created, and I can actually post to that directly from this, and we talk about that in another interact video. So if I select public, you see these are green. These are more visibility settings. These are saying I will let everybody view it from these particular groups. It could be public, that means everybody in the world. It could be more private on extended circles, or just all of my circles. And if you're a member of an organization, you can share to that as well. So you can see I'm selecting here specific circles that I've made already. And you can see I can select many of them and then delete them if I don't want them in there. And then I can also select the community. And the community, if it's a public community, it will be a public post. If it's a private community, then it'll be a private post only to the members of that community. And you can see that you can select your categories there as well upon posting. Alright, additionally, instead of just using a whole group, you can post to specific individuals. If you hit the plus sign on your keyboard and start typing in the name of that individual, if they're in your email contacts or if you've contacted them before, it'll come up in the registry or drop down here for easy selection. And you can also send them an email. So if you have 2 individuals in a group, the 2 individuals will get an email from you as well with the plus sign. But then you can also send the whole group an email as well. So there are many different options that you can use when selecting and posting. So hopefully one will be right for you. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.